Familia de Rock FM, no sé si me atrevería a decir que es mi amigo, pero después de estar 3 veces aquí con nosotros, todo un Dire Straits, Chris White, nos visita porque mañana estará aquí tocando con la Dire Straits Experience y se ha tenido que pasar por Rock FM. Chris, again here in Rock FM, we're going to take you into the payroll and be a member of the staff.
About time.
Okay, so first of all, you come to Spain, to Madrid, because tomorrow you are taking the experience of the Dire Straits Experience, to our stages.
Yes.
What we're going to find there?
We're going to be. We came last year, but we have something slightly different this year. So we have some new different songs.
Yeah.
Some different effects. So
kind of like
some songs that we haven't played for a while. Some songs like Down to the Waterline. I don't think we did that last time.
No, in Madrid.
And In the Gallery, it's another old 4-piece track. And things like... I can't remember.
That's fine. For the people have to come to the show and they will discover it. Okay, another point of having you here is we do a series in Rock FM called Thank You for Your Service, to all that big albums that have been important for the story of rock and roll. And you were kind of involved in the Brothers in Arms of Dire Straits. How did you get into? Did you record something or not, or you were only in the band of touring?
I was asked to record the album.
Yeah.
But I had already accepted another engagement.
Which was important. I would say.
Which was I was working with a kind of jazz funk album with a band called Hubbard's Cupboard.
Oh, no idea. Sorry.
No. I maybe sold 4 copies. I don't know. I don't know. But I had said that I would do that, and there was a clash. So
how did you get into the band? Finally,
I'd been working with Mark.
Yeah.
Mark Knopfler on some other projects, things like Aztec Camera and some other things, which he was producing. So he, for a long while, he'd been saying, you have to come and play with the band. You have to come and play with the band. But so the Brothers in Arms album was going to be the first time.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it, so they went and made the album in Montserrat.
Yeah.
And then when they came back, they called me again and said, "Can you do the tour?" So I said, "Yeah."
It was such an enormous tour, like more than 1 year.
Not to start. To start, it was I think was 7 months.
Yeah. So then more and more. No.
As things progressed, yeah.
So which song was the one that you heard first about the album?
Oh gosh, maybe it was Brothers in Arms. Maybe it was Brothers in Arms. I think. Yeah, I think so.
And for example, Money for Nothing, we will say, is the big song.
Yeah.
Do you remember hearing for the first time? Did you?
I remember. Yeah, I remember hearing it in rehearsals for the first time. Yeah.
And was saying, what is that? No?
It was great. And it was a big, it was a big thing for MTV. It kind of launched MTV. Yeah. In fact, I met one of the ladies who set up MTV, and in Tenerife actually, on holiday, and that for them it was like a gift from God to get this track. So MTV was a big success. The whole album was a big success, but to start with, nobody knew.
Nobody, no?
Nobody knew.
That's the point. Well, Chris point, Pepe Chillas is the person who had to be grateful because he's having you here in Madrid. and now taking back to the album, that's what you're saying. It was any point that you said, okay, this could be one of the greatest album of rock and roll, or when you finished the tour, you said, okay, this has been amazing?
So it started out like...
a big one. No?
Well, no, it started out like a good tour, but just a normal tour. We rehearsed in the UK. Then we went to Dubrovnik in
Croatia.
Croatia, yeah. We went there. We rehearsed there in a gymnasium. Nothing spectacular. Nothing. No.
Well, it was
a normal tour. Then the tour started. The album was released. We played a show in Split in Croatia. Then I think we went to Greece.
Well, you remember pretty good. Well,
yeah, some, some. Yeah, went to Greece, and as the album was released, suddenly the manager was saying, "Okay, maybe we need to add a few more shows." So yeah, of course we can.
So it was like show by show, no? You didn't have like the whole year.
Not the whole year. No, we had 7 months planned, and then so I think then America was extended. Yeah. The shows in America, and when we came back into Europe, we came back into Spain, we came back into
You
Germany.
had two shows, Madrid and San Sebastián. It was pretty. Do you remember something about it?
I remember them being big shows.
Yeah,
I just remember them being big shows. We had a great time.
The Spanish people will be the best on the shows.
Very, very, very good show. Very, very great audience. Yeah.
They say I've read about it that Mark Knopfler on the 84 was not really good on his best moments. You know, about recording and all that stuff. Do you feel that Mark was in a good point of his life when you get out the tour?
Yeah, actually, I think he was. For music, certainly. His personal life, I don't know. But for music, yeah, it was all. I've been on lots of tours with some with Dire Straits and some with other people, but that Brothers in Arms tour was the happiest tour. Yeah, the happiest tour I've ever been on. The band was. The success was incredible. As we toured around, the album was getting bigger and bigger. Yeah. We were suddenly we were flying first class instead of economy. All those things were happening. So we all think, okay, it's going well. And Mark was very excited about. There were new developments in technology. So there were some new synthesizers and things, which meant that you could have almost an orchestral sound from the music, but without an orchestra, just from those instruments, and it was an exciting time. It was an exciting time.
Also, taking into technology was one of the best big albums into a CD.
Yeah,
and it was said that it was so clean and so well produced that if you want to get a high quality player, you play the Brothers in Arms, and if you feel it really good, you pay for it. Because Philips was also, you said that, around the tour, no?
Yeah, Philips were Compact Disc was sponsoring some of the tour, so they were on tour. There was every show there was a display, there was a truck outside doing stuff. Mark was excited by that because you could get much more music time on a CD than on vinyl. So you could do longer tracks, you could do more tracks, and he was very excited by that. We all were. I remember they gave me a CD player when we came to rehearsals, and I remember getting it home and listening. There weren't so many albums to start with, of course.
It was one of the
first. That and some classic albums.
It is. I read about this before the shows. You kept with Mark Knopfler playing some jazz and some funk music, or that's not true? Or just playing music? I don't know. You used it.
You mean
before the show? You know, the backstage, or
Mark always had a guitar in his hands. Really.
Always.
Yeah. So he was always strumming stuff. And then mostly we played after the shows. We found
after.
Yeah, sometimes we'd find a club, go and play with a local band or blues band or something.
That would be great.
Which was great. So it would roll on till 2-3 in the morning.
Great for you, but great for the band that is in a local bar here, and then the Dire Straits. No.
Sometimes it was great. Sometimes we had a little too much to drink, but never mind.
Taking some songs now to talk about, I would like to talk about your latest trick. You know, because you have a saxo solo.
Yeah.
And it is true that Mark Knopfler said to you, okay, now every solo you can do whatever you want. You know, not the same as is in the album.
Yeah. Yeah, that happened during rehearsal. Because actually on the album it was Michael Brecker, sax player called Michael Brecker, who I was a big fan of Michael's playing. So it was great.
You take his.
Yeah. So, but in rehearsal, it was clear that there was room to change things. There was room for things to grow. So it was, for example, Romeo and Juliet. There was no sax solo. But in rehearsal,
Go on.
We were in rehearsal, playing Romeo and Juliet. I was standing there, no saxophone to play with my sax. Mark stopped singing, so I thought, okay. So I just started playing, and he kind of looked at me, and I played on. And then at the end, he said, okay, we'll have that.
That's it.
And that was it.
For you, it's something normal, you know, that people that we are not musicians.
Yeah, you just play.
You hear something, take the saxo, and do a solo that gets around one of the biggest tour of rock and roll.
Yeah.
That's it.
And that was the great thing about Mark. He was happy. He was brave enough to let things change. You know.
No, it's amazing. It's amazing. Also about the, did you have some problems with the heat of the spotlights with your saxo or not? Do you get in high? No.
No, that was okay. That was okay. In some countries it was very hot, so it was the sun which was the problem.
What do you do then? Just keep on. No?
They built me a little shed, which is kind of a little parasol kind of thing, you know. It's very nice.
That's cool. That's good. And any problem because it was getting bigger and bigger and bigger with the fans? You know, maybe getting stuck in the hotel because you couldn't get out or something like that, or not?
Yeah, especially in Spain.
Yeah.
Especially in Spain.
What we did to you?
Especially in, I remember Barcelona was pretty crazy to get out of that.
Can you tell us something which is impossible? Maybe out of the interview.
There is some...
I don't know.
No, well, maybe. But yeah, no, there were some very big Spanish fans who seemed to come to every show.
To every?
You
recognize them?
Yeah. Just go, how are you doing today? And sometimes just to go for lunch on a day off, you try to leave the hotel, you have to go out the back way because the front was... It was mad. It was mad.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
So Spain was like half of the tour? I don't remember.
Halfway through. Halfway through, I think, yeah.
So it
was 85.
The album
Spain
was going bigger and bigger.
That's already one of
the yeah. And you make like you have to stop the tour to play Live Aid.
No, we didn't stop the tour. Live Aid. So we at that point we were doing 13 nights in Wembley Arena, which
13 nights.
Yeah, we had a run of 13 nights, and Live Aid came right in the middle of that. But because we were in the arena, two venues at Wembley, the arena,
and the
which is and
Philadelphia,
and the stadium.
Yeah.
So that day we came in early. We went to the stadium, which was just insane, really, that day. We played our show there in the afternoon, late afternoon. Then we walked across the car park to the other one, and we did our own, the Dire Straits show that night.
That night?
Yeah, we played two shows that day. Yeah.
Amazing.
It was great. It was yeah.
How did they tell you, okay, between 13 nights, we're going to have another show that's going to be one of the biggest shows of... Well, there you were.
It was you know what it was for. So it was about trying to relieve the famine, and everybody wanted to do it, and everybody was going to be there. So, in fact, I remember Ed Bicknell, the manager, telling me that he had a call from Bob Geldof.
Yeah.
When they were going to do this, he had this call from Bob, and Bob said, "Hey Ed, we're going to do this big show. You know, try and relieve this thing. I've got all these great artists. I've got this one. I've got this one. They're all going to do it. You
have to be there, no?"
Yeah. Well, that was what he was saying, and Ed was listening to it, and Ed said, "Bob, you haven't got any of those guys yet, have you?" And he said, "No. Well, yeah, they're thinking about it, you know." And Ed said, "No, you haven't got any of those guys."
Yeah.
And he said, Bob said to the manager, he said, "No, but if you come, they'll come."
So maybe you were the first one that said yes.
Possibly.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Okay. And just to finish, when you were finishing the tour, or it was in the highest maybe level of the sales and all the stuff, did you feel a little bit overwhelmed? You know.
It was.
Because it's 1 year touring all around the world.
It was a long tour, yeah. And there was one point in the middle of the tour when we were in Europe, and Spain included, we did something. I think we did 36 consecutive shows, 36 nights. Yeah, across like 28, 29 cities in Europe. Every day you play a show, you get up, you get on a plane, you get on a bus, you travel, you do it. Yeah, we did.
So more tired than overwhelmed about how...
That was a crazy time, yeah. The tour ended in Australia in 1986, which was kind of a holiday because we.
How was the night after the final show? Or you can't say anything.
Well, I don't remember. I don't remember.
That's the best way to say it.
It was, yeah.
And to finish, if you had to take one song of all the Brothers in an album?
I see everybody else.
As that, yeah, I know. It's for the clip, you know, the social media, all this stuff.
One song. I don't know. Yeah, maybe Brothers in Arms, and it's a great song. Maybe Brothers in Arms, Telegraph. Brothers in Arms, Telegraph Road, Private Investigations for me. Also, your latest trip because I get to play a lot. A lot of songs.
Chris, it's a pleasure to have you here the third time. So the fourth will be the next year when you come again and do this consecutive.
I hope.
So it's a pleasure to have you here at Rock FM, and I'll see you in 12.
You're great. Thank you very much. Thank you.